The rain poured down as I stepped off the dimly lit street into the abandoned warehouse. The air smelled of gasoline and iron, thick with tension. I never imagined that tonight would be the night I'd come face to face with the aftermath of a life I barely understood. She was sitting in the corner, trembling, her arms wrapped around herself as if to hold together what was left of her. Her eyes, wide and haunted, met mine for a fraction of a second before she whispered, "Just kill me fast." I froze. The words hit harder than any punch I had ever felt. She was young, barely out of her 20s, and yet the scars on her back told stories years older than her age. Slowly, I realized she wasn't just terrified of what was happening in that moment. She was terrified of being seen at all. And then I saw them, the men. Leather jackets, tattoos, Hell's Angels insignias glaring under the flickering light. They didn't see her as a person. They saw property, a mark of ownership, a cruel brand they'd left as a permanent reminder of control. Tears ran down her cheeks as they roughly lifted her shirt, exposing the cruel lettering etched into her skin. My stomach churned, my fists clenched. I could hear her shallow breathing, the desperation in her voice as she tried to make herself smaller, less noticeable, less human. But the markings screamed louder than her whisper. "I don't belong to you. I am still me." I wanted to say something, anything, but words felt useless. I couldn't undo what had been done. All I could do was sit there and witness, hold her gaze, and let her know she wasn't invisible anymore. Slowly, a flicker of defiance sparked in her eyes. Even in the midst of terror, she refused to disappear entirely. The men left, satisfied with their twisted display of dominance. The warehouse grew quiet except for the rain pounding on the tin roof. I handed her my jacket, letting it fall over her trembling shoulders. She looked up, eyes raw, and whispered, "Thank you for seeing me." That was all she needed. Someone who saw her beyond the scars, beyond the brand, beyond the fear. Tonight, I didn't save her from the past. But for the first time in a long time, she could start to see herself as more than the mark they left behind. And that, I realized, was the beginning of real courage.